Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wished you could read someone's mind? In this video, I'll be sharing 5 super simple techniques that can actually help you get inside someone's head and discover what they're really thinking. Whether it's guessing a thought, a word, their phone passcode, star sign, or even performing the same mind-reading effect that David Blaine does, like when he perfectly guesses someone's card. Jack of clubs, you're about to learn how it's done. And trust me, this isn't what you think it is. So, let's begin and learn how to read minds like Derren Brown. Here's a question for you. If you could read anyone's mind for just one day, whose mind would you choose? One of the oldest and most powerful effects in mentalism is so impressive that even Derren Brown, one of the greatest illusionists in the world, performed it on national television. In his performance, he says, "I'll write something down behind my back. You couldn't possibly know what it is, but just name the first letter that feels right to you." The spectator says, A. Derren reveals his prediction, and it's the exact same letter. Pretty amazing, right? Now let me show you how this incredible trick works. Imagine this. The magician has a blank card and a pencil. He places them behind his back to write a secret prediction. Then he puts the pencil aside so he can't change it later. When the spectator freely names a letter, let's say F, the magician reveals his prediction, and it's a perfect match. So, what's the secret? It all relies on a clever little tool called a nail writer or Swami gimmick. It's a tiny pencil that sits just under your thumbnail. With it, you can secretly write anything you want using only your thumb. When you hand the card to your spectator, your prediction appears to be correct every time. Here's how to perform it step by step. Place the Swami gimmick under your thumbnail. Hold a piece of paper or card at your fingertips to cover it. Pretend to make a prediction behind your back, but don't actually write anything. Put the pencil aside, making a big deal about it so your audience knows you can't change the prediction. Ask your spectator to name any letter. As soon as they do, secretly use your thumb to write it on the card. Hand them the card or place it on the table. Pause for a moment to remind them it was a completely free choice. When they turn the card over, they'll be stunned to see you predicted their letter perfectly. The key to making this trick truly amazing isn't just the gimmick. It's what you say while performing. Your words and presentation make up about 80% of the effect. The right timing and confidence can turn a simple trick into pure magic. So stay tuned, because later in this video, I'll tell you exactly what to say during the performance to make it even more powerful. Question for you. If you could predict any one thing about someone, like a number, a thought, or a secret, what would you choose to predict? Have you ever seen a magic trick where the magician makes a prediction before the trick even begins, and it turns out to be 100% correct? That's called the impossible prediction, and it's one of the most mind-blowing effects in magic. Imagine this. The spectator freely chooses any card they like, and somehow that's the exact card the magician predicted from the very start. The magician begins by showing an envelope with a prediction inside, promising to come back to it later. He spreads a deck of cards to show they're all different, mixes them up, and even cuts the deck so that neither he nor the spectator can know what's on top or bottom. Then, the spectator is asked to cut the deck themselves. The magician flips over the piles, proving the cards are completely random. The cut is completed and the magician deals off the top 8 cards, each one unique because of the shuffle and cuts. These cards are split into 2 piles, and the spectator is asked to point to one. They choose the pile on the right. 2. Make things even more random. The magician switches the cards again and asks them to pick one of the piles once more. They choose the right pile again. Finally, only 2 cards remain. The magician mixes them and says, "Whichever card you point to will be the one I predicted." The spectator points to the card on the left. When they reveal it, it's the 4 of spades. And that's exactly what's written inside the envelope. Everything can be inspected, and it's a perfect match. Now, here's the secret. Before you start, take a card or piece of paper and write 4 of spades on it. If you look closely, you'll notice that when you turn it upside down, it also reads as the 7 of hearts. This clever design is called an ambigram, and it gives you 2 possible predictions in one. Place this card inside an envelope and remember which way is which. So, if the spectator ends up with the 4 of spades, you pull it out one way. If they choose the 7 of hearts, You simply flip the envelope and pull it out the other way. Next, put the 4 of spades and 7 of hearts on top of your deck. If you know any false shuffles, this is the perfect time to use them. They'll make the deck look mixed while keeping those 2 key cards in position. Ask your spectator to cut the cards and flip over both piles, saying, "See, the cards are completely mixed, and you cut wherever you wanted." Then complete the cut. Your key cards will stay on top. Deal off the top 8 cards. The first 2 you deal will be the 4 of spades and the 7 of hearts. These are your key cards. Split the 8 into 2 piles and ask the spectator to point to one, but don't tell them what you're going to do with it yet. If they point to the pile that contains your key cards, remove the other pile. If they point to the wrong one, remove that instead. This clever technique is called magician's choice, and it makes the outcome look completely fair. Repeat this process until only 2 cards remain, your 2 key cards. No matter which one the spectator points to, your prediction will match. For extra impact, turn over all the other cards first to show they're all different, then reveal your prediction. The reaction you'll get will be priceless. Question. For you, if you could predict one thing about your future with absolute certainty, what would you want to know? Have you ever wanted to read minds just like Dynamo, who's performed this incredible effect on national television and amazed people all around the world? I even posted my own version on TikTok, and it got several million views. Now I'm going to reveal the secret behind this amazing mind-reading trick. But first, let me show you how it looks in action. I say to my audience, I'm going to read your mind. I have 5 cards here, and I want you to think of one of them. Lock that card into your mind. Got it? Perfect. Then I slowly go through the cards, pretending to read their thoughts. After a moment, I remove one card and say, I think this is your card. I set it aside, and when I show the remaining cards, their chosen card has completely disappeared. Comment below if that fooled you. So how does this clever trick work? It's actually genius in its simplicity. At first glance, all the cards look completely normal, until you remove the jack, and that's when the magic happens. Each card has different suits on each side, meaning when you display the cards one way, they look like one set, but flip them around and they become a totally different set of cards. The jack is the only normal card in the bunch. Here's how to perform it. 1. Show the cards and ask your spectator to remember any one of them. It doesn't matter which one they pick. The trick works automatically. Turn the cards around and mix them up. True. Remove the jack, placing it face down, and say, I think your card is gone. 4. Finally, flip the remaining cards over to reveal that their chosen card has completely vanished. It's a quick, easy, and powerful illusion that anyone can learn in seconds. And if you'd like to try it yourself, I've left a link in the description where you can get these special cards. Question for you. If you could read anyone's mind for just 5 minutes, whose mind would you choose and why? Have you ever wanted to guess exactly what someone is thinking? A word, an object, or even a number? In this effect, I'll be revealing a powerful mind-reading technique that very few people know. It'll allow you to uncover what someone is secretly thinking of right in front of their eyes. Let me show you how the performance looks. The magician asks the spectator to think of a memory and then an object connected to that memory. But nothing too obvious, like a house or a car. This method can also work for a star sign, a passcode, or even a random word. In this example, the spectator thinks of an object and decides on a watch. The magician then shows that all the cards are blank and asks the spectator to draw their chosen object on one of the cards. They draw a watch. The magician spreads through the blank cards and places the spectator's drawing roughly in the middle of the deck, all very fairly. He leaves their card sticking out slightly, then gently taps it into the deck. Now comes the mind-reading moment. The magician looks at the spectator and says, I want you to picture your object in front of you. See it clearly and repeat its name over and over in your mind. After a brief pause, the magician picks up a blank card, makes a prediction, and confidently says, You're thinking of a watch. When the spectator reveals their drawing, it matches perfectly. So how does it work? This trick uses a deck of blank playing cards. You can find a link to them in the description. Once the spectator draws their object, you'll need to peek at their card without them realizing. There are 2 ways to do this. a beginner method and an advanced method. The beginner method. Push the spectator's card into the middle of the deck and then cut the cards, pretending to shuffle. As you push their card in, lift slightly on the back of it to hold a tiny break beneath that card. Then, simply lift from that break and complete the cut. This secretly moves their card to the bottom. Now, as you naturally rotate the deck in your hand, you can glance at the bottom card and see what they drew. It's a quick, natural move that no one will notice. The advanced method. Spread through the cards, leave one slightly sticking out, and slide the spectator's drawing just underneath it. As you show the card, your thumb and fingers subtly pull the second card aside, secretly moving their card to the bottom. You then square the deck up, leaving one card sticking out, and tap it in, giving you the perfect chance to peek at their drawing while everything looks innocent. With that peek, you now know exactly what they chose. The rest comes down to your presentation. Speak with confidence, build suspense, and make the moment feel real. That's what transforms a simple trick into a true mind-reading miracle. And if you're still getting used to handling cards, shuffling, cutting, or spreading them smoothly, check out my course, Card Magic Pro. It's one of the most popular card magic courses in the world, with over 10,000 members learning powerful tricks and techniques that go way beyond what I can teach on YouTube. You'll find the link in the description below. Question for you. If you could read one person's mind right now, who would it be? And what would you want to know? For the final effect, let's learn how David Blaine seems to read minds. You've probably seen him do this on national television. He asks someone to think of a card, looks them in the eye, and then instantly tells them what card they're thinking of. You're thinking of a card. The Jack of Clubs, he says. And he's right. Here's a clip of me performing a similar effect. I ask the spectator to think of a card. I focus, watch their reactions, and then say, "It's the Ace of Clubs." No, wait, the King of Spades. And when they reveal their card, it's a perfect match. Now, the secret behind this isn't what you might think. There's actually a lot more happening behind the scenes. Let me show you the full performance and then explain how it's done. The magician begins with a shuffled deck of cards. The spectator can even shuffle them themselves. He spreads the cards to show they're all different. Then he says, "Just say stop whenever you like." The spectator says stop, and the magician lets them take a look at the card they stopped on. The card is placed back into the deck, and the magician says, "You know what? We don't even need the cards for this." He puts the deck aside and looks directly at the spectator. He says, "Think about your card. Focus on the color. It's black, isn't it? Think about the suit. It's a picture card, maybe a king, the King of Spades." The spectator nods, and it's a perfect hit. So how does this work? It's actually much simpler than it looks. The magician forces the spectator to choose a specific card, and then pretends to read their mind. That's right. Most magicians, including David Blaine, use a card force before the camera starts rolling. What you see, the mind-reading moment, is just the performance part. Here's how to do it. Step by step 1. Start by shuffling the cards. You can even let the spectator shuffle. As you spread through the deck to show the cards are mixed, peek at the top card. Let's say it's the 2 of diamonds. You now need to force that card on the spectator. The easiest way to do this is the crisscross force. To perform the crisscross force, ask the spectator to cut about half the deck. Take the remaining half and place it sideways on top of their pile. This marks where they cut. Now, distract them for a moment. Talk casually. Remind them they shuffled, they cut wherever they wanted, and it's all fair. That short time delay is key. It makes them forget exactly how the piles were arranged. Now say, "Go ahead, take the card you cut to, but don't show me." They'll unknowingly take the top card of the deck, the 2 of diamonds, the one you peeked earlier. From there, all that's left is the presentation. Look at them, act as if you're reading tiny details, their eyes, their posture, and slowly build up the reveal. The suspense, the pauses, and your confidence will make it feel like real mind reading. And that's the true magic of this effect. It's not just about the trick. It's about how you perform it. Question for you. If you could perform real mind reading for one person, celebrity or friend, who would you choose? And what would you ask them to think of? Now let's talk about how to present these effects, because this part is absolutely crucial. If you go out and perform these mind-reading tricks without doing what I'm about to tell you, they'll probably fall flat. You might get a few polite smiles or small reactions at best. But if you want huge jaw-dropping reactions like the ones you see from Blaine, Derren Brown, or Dynamo, then listen carefully. Here's the truth. What you say during a trick is far more important than what you do. Your words, timing, and presentation are what make your audience truly believe in the magic. This is one of the biggest lessons I've ever learned in my journey through magic. Presentation is what turns an average trick into an unforgettable experience. So, you might be wondering, all right, Oscar, what exactly should I say when performing these effects? My best advice is to learn a script for each trick. Know exactly what you're going to say and when you're going to say it. That way, you can focus on your delivery, your confidence, and connecting with your audience, not just the moves. To help you with that, I've created a set of my own personal scripts, the exact words I use when performing these mind-reading effects. And the best part? They're completely free. Just check out the link in the description and use them alongside the tricks you've learned in this video. Trust me, once you combine strong presentation with the methods I've shown you, your reactions will go from, "Oh, that's cool," to, "How on earth did you do that?" Question for you. Which of these mind-reading tricks are you most excited to try first? Let me know down in the comments.